Hello and welcome to another relational video. First, I want to thank all of our subscribers. And if you're new to our videos, we want to also welcome and thank you for sharing your time with us. I'm Liddell and this is my wife Jacinda. And today we want to share 5 ways to keep your relationship interesting.
Interesting, healthy,
Healthy,
sexy, fun,
sexy,
you know what I'm
fun,
saying?
yeah.
All that.
All that.
So we definitely appreciate you guys taking this time to click on our video and watch, because we feel like you're going to get some valuable tools today to really implement in your relationship to keep that thing alive. You know what I'm saying? Cool. So we're going to start off with number 1, which is using words of love and appreciation or words of affirmation.
So communication is key to our relationship. And when it comes to words of affirmation, I think we should initially start with ourselves. And the words that we say to others and we share with others should be those that overflow from the love and appreciation that we have for ourselves.
You want to start where you are. Start from that, loving yourself and just constantly telling yourself you're great and you're awesome. And whatever it is that communicates love to you, like Liddell is saying, you're going to overflow that love to those around you, with your person that you're in a committed relationship with, whether you're married or you're just in a long-term committed relationship. Using the words of love. And we have children. One of the things that we've always told our kids, man, the way you treat each other at home is first. You know, you want to make sure that you treat each other with that love and that appreciation, that value first, instead of going outside of the home and then, you have manners to your people outside of your home and you say, thank you and all this stuff. But then when it comes to your mate or your partner, you're like, did you want something? Or that's cool. Whatever your communication, but expressing that communication of love and appreciation. We still ask each other, hey, would you like something? Or thank you, I really appreciate it. We say that to one another on a regular basis. So we make that a consistent habit to show and practice consideration to one another. And so that we are not taking each other for granted, even in just the words that we're speaking to one another and to ourselves.
Yeah, and when you're sharing words of affirmation and when you're sharing these words of love, when it's time to share your frustrations or when it's time to share certain things, the trust level, that channel is opened up, and you're better able to receive and they're able to receive you, because you've set the momentum in motion. Everything is in motion for you now to receive whatever expectations or corrections that takes place. Then you can share them a little bit more easy because that is open for you to share.
Exactly. Moving on to numero 2. So number 2, reset your affections daily. Now, this is something that Liddell really brought into our relationship. This is his thought process, and I've adopted this thought process because I find it to be something really great and really effective in just keeping your relationship healthy and live. And because a lot of the false expectation is that when you find that perfect person that you want to be with, that everything's going to be great, you still have to put forth effort. So when he brought that thought process of resetting your affections daily, saying to yourself, man, I really appreciate this man, I'm so thankful that we're together. This is what I'm saying as I'm laying in the bed before I get up. I'm just resetting my appreciation, resetting my affection, resetting my value for the man that I chose to be in a lifelong relationship with. So I find it just being something that, wow, you really continue to love this person on a regular basis. We've been married over 20 plus years. And for me, it still feels like a new relationship. It's so much that we've learned and grown with each other, but there's so much more that we have, and it's exciting to me because I know that we're 20 plus years is nothing, because we have so much more of discovery of ourselves and of one another. So
Right.
Man, I love it.
Yes, and I say it, just to give you more perspective. Yeah, just to reiterate, actually, just to say that what it is continue. It allows you to continuously build intimacy. in your relationship. So the same for me, you know, I say, you know, that I appreciate my wife. I appreciate seeing you this morning. Even before I get up, you know, I'm actually having a conversation and actually celebrating that day, just creating it the way that I desire to see it. And when I get up, you know, from the horizontal position, I'm more vertical. Now we can walk it out. And now I'm hugging, encouraging and supporting where I need to support. And as a result, you know, we continue to keep the continual intimacy, you know, and it's not being dry and mundane. And we get a chance to, because what I don't want to do is take my life or my wife for granted, right? And in doing so, what I know she didn't want, what she continues to tell me is that she didn't want a mundane relationship, which nobody wants. A mundane, predictable relationship. It just, we want to be able to give ourselves the surprise and anticipation daily. And in doing so, I find that it's easier to reset your affections daily in order to give yourself that daily anticipation, that daily surprise of wonder. And that's the way I see it.
That's good.
The third one that we want to talk about is continue to go on dates. So
not with other people. With each other, you know what I'm saying? We ain't talking about no open relationship kind of situation. If that's what you want to do now, do what you do. But we saying continue to go on dates with one another, because we find that to be a really great thing and keeping us from getting in that mundane. Even though we have a date that we have this every third Friday, it's good to just try different things. The things, how imaginative you were when you were dating or were you trying to woo this person. Do that same process. Go through that same thing with the person that you're with. It makes it a lot more exciting because you can get the reward at the end of that date. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got to wonder if you're going to get it. So, you know, continue to date, continue to go out, go to the club or go to the zoo, do things together and just enjoy life together.
It also helps to build intimacy as well. One of the things I've said, you know, which is going on dates is a good thing, but I think we should go on a date when we're more horny, more drawn to, we have that magnetic drive towards one another. And what it does is it begins to put you in a different perspective when you're on a date. You're listening a lot closer. You see what I'm saying? You're
trying to get that.
You begin to see the small things. You're more complimentary in what you see, you know, and appreciate what you see, you know what I'm saying? And the things that you did prior to and trying to get to where you are today, you're continuing that. And you're continuing to build intimacy, but, you know, having that horny or that drive towards one another, it puts you in that pursuit mode. And now you're able, like I said, you can focus, because like you were saying, at the end of the night, you may have a little payoff or you may not. But it's based on the way you have reset your affections.
Right.
Because again, when you look at resetting your affections, just because we had a great experience on yesterday, doesn't mean we're going to have the same experience today.
Exactly.
Okay. So by the end of the night, then we may do, you know, get down to, you know, whatever the business is, or we may not. But that goes into resetting your affections, and you can carry that throughout your day, on your day. And that puts you in the perspective of respect and love, again, and creating that continual intimacy.
And speaking of going on them horny dates, I'm kidding. That takes us to number 4, which is keep touching me, baby. Keeping that physical touch going on. You know, I love this bald head right here. So, you know, rubbing on this bald head, honey. He enjoys the way it feels, and just where it doesn't have to lead to sexual engagement. You know what I mean? Just being comfortable with that touch with one another, being affectionate, displaying that public display of affection. We have children, and our children are pretty funny, which if you have kids, I'm pretty sure you can relate. Children love to see their parents love one another. They love to see their parents engaging in loving behavior. And my youngest, and probably all four of our children, would say, ew, kissing. So whenever our youngest sees us kissing, she was like, ew, kissing. But, I would say, well, how you think you got here, honey? But keeping that physical touch in your relationship, sometimes we'll hold hands when we're out in public, or sometimes we'll just randomly kiss, or he'll randomly hug me, or it just keeps things exciting. It just keeps things fresh and lively. It reminds each other that, hey, I'm here, or I'm glad you're here, and I just want to feel you, and I just want to touch you. And it doesn't always have to lead to, a sexual interaction, but you're building that intimacy on a consistent basis by just rubbing each other's head. And I love when he rubbed my head. I take this wig off and he get to rubbing in that thing, and hey, we good to go. You know what I'm saying?
So, and physical touch, it goes along with the like the first one we said. It allows you to have that place of trust and acceptance, and so when we have that place, we kind of can let down our defenses, and it shows that we can trust one another. We allow you into our boundaries, into our space, and again, it shows that acceptance is a good thing, as long as it's not distracting or it's embarrassing to the point that it takes away from the confidence of another person. That's a no-go, in my opinion. Physical touch is cool and it's nice. Although the boundaries are down, you have open access, or you have access, and I trust you, but don't break down and abuse that level. So pushing the brother's head, all in public, to me, no. Girl. That's a physical touch that, again, that's out of bounds. So we want to show respect, and
he pushed his own head. That was not my hand.
We want to be respectful. We want to be respectful in our physical touch.
Exactly.
Which leads to, I think, that leads to our next one.
Number 5.
It's number 5, which is sleep nude. I second that emotion. I initiate that emotion. I second it, and
I approve this message.
I do approve that message.
And I agree. I think that sleeping nude is a very good way to keep your relationship healthy, to keep your relationship sexy. And I mean, it really helps to, as a woman, it really has helped me in putting down like insecurities or my defenses, because I still say to this day, like, wow, I'm glad that you appreciate my body and that you still enjoy my body. I've had 4 children, and this man has given me all the babies, and my body has been through different transitions and expanded and gotten smaller. So it gives me confidence that my husband enjoys that we sleep together in our natural state. And it doesn't have to lead to a sexual engage, I mean, the access is there. You know what I'm saying? The access is there. But it just builds a level of intimacy where you're not having to schedule times of, sexual interaction. It's right there. And at the same time, we still are respectful for each other's boundaries. Although we're married, I'm his wife, he's my husband. He doesn't own my body. I don't own his body. We've both given each other, say, hey, if you are feeling like you want to, hey, I'm good. Come and enjoy me. Let's enjoy the fruit of each other's nudity. But at the same time, I feel like we show a very good level of value and respect. But sleeping nude is a really good way to enjoy one another. I mean, just having that that warmth, compressed up against each other. And sometimes it get too warm.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yes, when that
But it's his fault. He started it.
Anticipation. Yeah, I mean, that's just a preference of mine again. So I'm glad that we have this in our relationship, that that we can both share ourselves and, you know, any insecurities. We can support one another in our insecurities. Say, man, I love seeing you. Don't hide, or you know, let me enjoy the fullness of you.
Yeah.
And bring it on in. You know, I got you, and I welcome you. So get under the sheets. You know, take all that off. You don't need that in here. So, I think.
Look, I wear my scarf now. Don't play. That scarf goes on the head. We don't. We's a black girl. We wears our satin on the head. We don't do that.
Well, we do get a pass on some things. You do get a pass. You get a pass on things, you know. But I say, you know, if the expectations are off, you know, that's where your communications need to happen, and so it won't be an over expectation or under expectation.
Exactly.
Provided within your home. So we want to make sure that you communicate properly and what's good for you when it comes to sleeping and the way that you sleep. But this is just for us. We just wanted to share this information with you.
Awesome. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. We got a bonus for you. If you have children, this is one more.
Oh, yeah.
This is our bonus. Okay. So
yeah.
If you have children that are little or whatever, or if you want to have kids, our bonus is protect the boundaries of your relationship. Teach your children to be welcomed into your room. What we mean, when they are young and when they start walking, teach them to knock on your door before entering. Teach them to respect your space and to respect the time that you guys are in your room. When that door is closed, our children do not just bust in there. They barely knock on the door. They just wait until we come out, unless it's something that is dire.
Yeah.
We don't have little kids anymore, but when they were little, there was never a time that they would just walk into our room because they needed something. They would knock on the door, wait for us to respond, and then if we say, okay, come in, or we'll be out in a moment, they would wait. And that started when they started walking. When they could walk and they could reach that handle, you better believe they learned to knock on that door.
Right.
Nieces and nephews too. When we would watch our nieces and nephews, there was no walking up in my room when that door is closed. This is my house.
Yeah, we established the boundaries, put them up, and make sure that they were enforced. You know, so we wanted to make sure that we pass that information along to you.
Exactly.
You know, your dynamic is different than mine. Some people prefer to have their children in their beds, but we want to encourage you to implement something different and enjoy one another.
Exactly. It is not about your
and
children.
Allow your children to respect the boundaries that you establish together.
Exactly.
And in that, like my wife was saying, they love to see that intimacy. They love to see your hugging. They love to see that you're pouring into one another and investing in one another. And as a result, you know, that's what they want to mimic.
Exactly.
But if you allow them to break down the barriers and then just impart where they want to, and they will begin to see the separation and gravitate to the one that they deem, whomever that may be, is the one more lenient, or the one that's a little bit more or less intimidating. So what I'm trying to say is we want to make sure that you establish your boundaries, protect those boundaries, and
make them knock, baby. Make them knock. But again, thank you so much for watching this video. We guys really appreciate it. We know that you have the power to create the amazing life that you desire.
Yes.
And like we did, you can create your ideal relationship. It doesn't have to be mimicked around anyone else. So let us know what you think. Leave us a comment. Also share what you think. If you want to hear different things that you want us to talk about, we'd love to get some of your ideas that we would love to just talk about and share our 20 plus year perspective on. You know what I'm saying? We don't know everything, but we know what we know about our relationship and what has brought value and so much enjoyment between the two of us and with our children. So have a wonderful day. Enjoy continuing your greatness.
Continuing your greatness.